Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shouts out to everybody who is in the room already. Shouts out to my man Carlton Way. Shouts out to my man Ashanti Blidak. What is up with y'all? I hope that y'all are doing well. As everybody comes in, y'all know the deal. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, don't be shy. Make sure you hit the bell, all right, so that you get notifications anytime I drop a new video or anytime your boy posts some new content or anytime your boy goes live. All right. So, real quick, we have some people in here early. My man Carlton Way says, peace, Robin chat. This is going to be another great live. I appreciate that, bro. We strive to make every live a great live. That's what we strive for. And it's a team effort. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I got some of the best subscribers on YouTube. You all definitely not only contribute to the live, but you all contribute to the vibe. You all contribute to the information that we come up with in these streams. You guys are an imperative and irreplaceable part of the stream. All right. So I definitely appreciate you all. Please never feel that I do not appreciate you all as much as you all appreciate me. You know what I'm saying? My man Carlton Way says, how come I don't hear Chicago rappers getting swept up with RICO charges? I've heard songs from them rapping about ops that they've smoked, shaking my head. Now, that's a good question. You may, because if you all remember the details about the RICO statute, what are the details about the RICO statute? That expands the statute of limitations. What? It expands the statute of limitations to about what? What we say? About 10 years, right? So you may not hear about it now, but more than likely at some point in the future, you probably will. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the RICO statute, that's one of the awkward things about the RICO statute is that it can be weaponized. All right. It can be weaponized and it can be used in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's the important thing about the RICO statute. That's why it seems like a lot of these rappers are getting hit up randomly out of the blue. But make no mistake, none of this is random. All right. None of it is random. Okay. If you guys saw the title of the stream is called Rap Sheet. When a body passes through your business every 6 hours. Now, how many times have I told you guys that an issue with the United States is that we are at the bottom of the socioeconomic pyramid? The problem with being at the bottom of the socioeconomic pyramid is that when you create a pyramid structure, it's the base that sustains the rest of the pyramid. The base is larger, it has a larger perimeter, and it has a larger area than the top parts as you move up the structure. You see what I'm saying? However, it's imperative to holding the structure in place. If that makes sense, type in a 1. If that doesn't make any sense, type in a 2. So what that means is that despite the fact that we're at the bottom, we have an irreplaceable part. We have an irreplaceable position in holding that structure in place because we're the base. See, when it comes to a pyramid, there's different parts of the pyramid. There's the apex and there's the base. You see, this is basic geometry. All right. So if you guys need to brush up on your 3-dimensional shapes, I'd advise that you guys do that. Okay. When it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to rap, We all know that there are certain people who own these companies. There are certain people who are responsible for the promotion. Who are those people? If you talk about them, the content will probably disappear. But just understand that that's what we're talking about. Those same people are prevalent within the government, and those same people are prevalent within the justice system. Now, remember that I said the Army drafts people, the NBA drafts people, the NFL drafts people. There's all kinds of drafts. You don't think that they draft people? You don't think that they trade people back and forth? My man Carlton Way might be onto something down there. He might be onto something down there. Val Williams might be onto something down there. So you have those people who not only have eyes and ears to the streets because they own the real estate. When they gentrified 9/11, go take a look into who bought the Twin Towers. Yeah, that's right. I said gentrified 9/11. Gentrified the Twin Towers because there was a real estate deal that went down with some insurance and people got a payout. If you guys pay attention to how these things work, that happens all the time. Those people also own private prisons. Those people are also judges in the criminal justice system. Those people are prosecutors in the criminal justice system. Those people are senators and governors. They understand the laws. They understand who's going to get prosecuted. Why is it that you think the rappers come from the street? Why is it that you think that not that the rappers come from the street, which they do, but the athletes come from the street? If you hit the link, there should be a link on Facebook. It should take you directly to the YouTube stream. I'm sorry, that kind of threw me off. My apologies. Blacklight Revelations 2 is where you want to be looking for. All right, Blacklight Revelations 2. Or if you subscribe to Blacklight Revelations 1, all you got to do is just go to Blacklight Revelations 1 and go to the community post and it'll take you there. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I got off my train of thought. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Or you can watch on Facebook. That if you wanted to watch on Facebook, that's cool too. It's no worries. This sets up an entire business structure, guys. I've talked about this before, but with all these sweeping RICO indictments, do you guys see it now? If you guys see what I'm talking about now, type in a 1. If you don't see what I'm talking about, then type in a 2. Because this is a problem. These people have multiple purposes. One of the first purposes is to be broadcast as something to aspire to. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Why would you aspire to be something like this right here? They rap about ops that they smoked. Is that anything that anybody should, try to be like? Is that anything helpful? Is that anything productive? No. But guess what? Well, shout out to my man D-Buck. What up with it, bro? But guess what? If that's in front of your face all the time, if that's something that looks cool and it looks trendy, then guess what? If it's marketed to you, then guess what? Rap is just like abortion. Hip hop has become the new abortion. You know what I'm saying? The only difference between hip hop and abortion is that we created hip hop for a good purpose. And when we created it, it was being used for a good purpose. is become co-opted and weaponized and turned against us. Got to stop letting people co-op stuff. If you let people co-op stuff, they'll take it. If you leave a $100 bill out on the floor, somebody's going to walk by and pick it up. Now, you can't get mad that they picked it up, especially if you didn't defend yourself and try to keep them from picking it up. You know? So we got the rap music, right? We got the rap music. Now, you don't think that these record company owners, these distribution company owners, call their family members in the criminal justice system and say, hey, I've got this guy and I want to use him because he's a talented rapper. Now, I want to pay him XYZ amount of money, but I might not want to pay him XYZ amount of money. What kind of record does this guy have? Who keeps track of the records, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it the criminal justice system? So then the criminal justice system will say, well, we've been watching this guy for quite some time. We don't really have anything to indict him on yet. But there's been this pattern. Oh, there's been a pattern. What do you get in trouble for when somebody slaps you with the RICO statute? What do you get in trouble for? You get in trouble for a pattern of behavior that leads to racketeering and enterprise. The RICO statute is very easy to use to indict somebody. It's very easy to use to indict somebody because you do not have to show proof that a crime occurred. The only thing that you have to do is show a pattern. Very easy. You can also get other information from other people from utilizing the RICO statute. Why? Because guess what? Each indictment comes with a 20-year sentence. So you can rack them up real quick. If I can show 5 patterns, guess what? What's 5 times 20? Ooh, damn. That's 100 years. You might have to serve it concurrently. Maybe not. Concurrent, something that they give to cops like Derek Chauvin. You know, if you're a rapper, you getting the full extent. At least until you take over the criminal justice system and can actually make it a justice system instead of an injustice system. But since nobody has decided to do that, it's still an injustice system. So you get the hand that you're dealt. And the hand that you get dealt is one where somebody already saw the face of the cards. And it's also one where somebody cut the deck not in your favor. Because your opposition is the dealer. We play in a game of life that's like a casino where the dealer is also our opposition. That's why they want to control the resources. See, in a game of cards, the cards is 52 cards, just like it's 52 weeks of the year. Did y'all know that? 52 weeks in the year, 52 cards in a deck. Why is that? Because cards are part of old alchemic science. And everything that controls this world, everything that controls this reality is all part of old alchemic science. That's why the Joker is the most valuable card. See, the rappers are the jokers. You see, these games like chess and checkers and cards, those are games that people actually play. They say, I'm going to put this pawn in position. Those are games that people utilize. Those are the first simulators of reality. And people still are playing with them. Milton Bradley sells them. Those games aren't fiction. Shouts out to my man Alonzo Griffin. What up with it, bro? Those games aren't fiction. Those games are occult symbolism. Those games are strategic tools in order to put plans in place. And you can see those plans materializing. All you got to do is understand how to play a game of chess. Understand how to play a game of chess. The queen is the most powerful piece. You know what I'm saying? The queen is the most powerful piece. Why you think there's a gender divide? You think that's an accident? Hmm? Nothing is an accident. Nothing is an accident, guys. I don't know if you guys are aware, but young Jock was arrested on child abandonment charges. If you guys were aware of this, type in a 1. If you had no idea that this went down, type in a 2. We got a lot of shit going on in the rap world. Atlanta rapper Young Jock spent just 1 hour behind bars on May 5th after he was accused of abandoning his child. According to jail records obtained by the Shade Room, the It's Going Down rapper was booked into Gwinnett County Jail at 2:58 a.m., which is interesting because that's right before 3 a.m. And I don't know if you guys know about 3 a.m. How many of y'all know about 3 a.m.? Oh, go if you don't know about 3 a.m., go watch a horror movie and pay attention to what time the hauntings always happen in the middle of the night. Every movie, it'll always be the same time. And guess what time that is? Around about 3:30. Why is that? Because if you take that 3:30 and you remove that 0 from the back, it's 33. If you divide the amount of books in the Bible by 2, how much do you get? You get 33. We're stuck at 13% of the population. If you divide 1 by 3, what do you get? 33. Got to pay attention. Got to understand what these things mean. Val Williams says, Dr. Claude Anderson says that WS has us locked into a real life Monopoly game. Dr. Claude Anderson was a very wise man. Still is. Sharp. He's an old man. Very intelligent. Very astute. Very prophetic. You know what I'm saying? He was charged with abandoning a dependent child. The Love and Hip Hop cast member was freed at, look at that, 3:40 a.m. after posting a $1,300 bond. Well, what do you know? What do you know, guys? Why don't you guys keep track of how much you see bullshit? Shouts out to B1 First. What up with it, bro? Shouts out to my man U-Law. What up with you, bro? If you guys haven't smashed that like button, help your boy out. Make sure you smash that like button. The Shade Room reached out to the 41-year-old rhymer for comment, but Young Jock instead used the opportunity to plug his upcoming comedy tour. Yeah, my new comedy tour is about to launch, Young Jock replied. The Help Me Freed My Kids tour. TSR asked if he was doing comedy now, to which Jocks replied he's been doing comedy. 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 That means that you tell jokes. That means that you operate as a jester. A jester is a joker card. See, the games of chess, the games of checkers, and the games of cards. It's 3 different games. You know what I'm saying? Three Does that number ring a bell? 3. 3 strikes, you're out. Holy Trinity. 3 men in a video game. 3. You have to the count of 3. How many pyramids are there? Always 3. How many stars in Orion's belt are there? 3. Three. Anywho, the source additionally obtained reports suggesting young Jock's arrest was potentially due to one of his children's mothers petitioning him for child support, although that is not confirmed. The 41-year-old has 6 children and tied the knot with fellow Love and Hip Hop star Kendra Robinson in November of 2021. During a sit-down alongside her husband with BET in April, Robinson said their relationship was full of love. We have been having a lot of fun, and we've both been trying to love each other harder and longer because tomorrow isn't promised, Robinson said. We reflected on the long journey and the road we've been down to where we are. We did premarital counseling, and we're currently in postmarital counseling with our pastor, who recommended both for us. That's interesting. As for the children, Robinson, who happens to be a defense attorney, said the couple have had no plans to add another baby to the mix yet. Not anytime soon, so not this year, the next year, or the year after, she said. But if I were to have a child, it would be when I'm around 38 years old, knocking on 39. I don't know about that as very healthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that as an optimal age for a woman to have a child at. All right. Yeah. You guys remember, if you listen to a lot of the New York rappers, they talk about, quote, supreme mathematics. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember in the movie, there was that dude, I think his name was Knowledge or Math, something like that. There's a reason why they talk about that stuff. People need to get it. So here's an episode of Love and Hip Hop that we won't be watching. So that's Young Jock. All right. Meet me in the club. It's going down. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's him. The 5 percenters used to talk about the supreme mathematics. Yeah. AZ, Nas, Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? What's that? The meaning? The meaning of the supreme mathematics? The supreme mathematics are basically the way that the Fibonacci sequence determines the events of the world. And people who understand that code and that pattern and how it works in people, utilizing things like human behavior, can change the course of the way that the world works. That's one of the reasons why they tell you that sorcery is nonsense, but they have organizations like the KKK with leaders called the Grand Wizard. You see? That's why. That's nothing but folklore. Oh, really? Well, why does white supremacy have positions called the Grand Wizard, the Grand Dragon? Why are the KKK in outfits like Merlin the Wizard? You know, Merlin the Wizard was one of King Arthur's right-hand men. Merlin the Wizard had a crystal ball, and King Arthur would use that to get an advantage on his enemies. A crystal ball. We look at crystal displays every day. Where do we look at crystal displays at every day? Where do we look at them at? Because we do. I don't know if y'all know, but we do. We look at crystal displays every day. T.I. weighs in on Young Thug and Gunna indictment. Why the KKK ain't been hit with a RICO? That's a fact. Television, phone screen, money, all these different things. All these different things. Black Mirrors. There's a TV show, I think it came out on Netflix. It was called Black Mirror. You guys should look into what a Black Mirror is. You guys remember that movie from back in the day? It was based on a book by Michael Crichton called Sphere. If you guys haven't seen the movie Sphere, you should check it out. My man D-Buck says magic is real. Don't let them fool you. Yeah. Every time you write out a word, what do? You spell it and you cast that spell from your core. You see? There's a reason why they put the churches on the ley lines. There's a reason why the first 3 letters of Chicago is Chi. There's more to it than just black people being there, why it's so crazy in Chicago. I don't know if you guys know, but the city of Chicago is in Illinois, and it's on a energy vortex based on longitude and latitude. There's a reason why that's like that. You know what I'm saying? My man Ulaw says Clarence 13X invented the system after splitting with the Nation of Islam. Despite its name, supreme mathematics is not actual mathematics. That's true. That's a fact. Now, this is a good question. T.I. is asking this question. Remember, T.I. is now a jester. See, his pawn, his position has changed in the game. You guys see that? His position has changed. He's not a rapper anymore. Now he's a joker. You see? Just like who? Just like the guy that we just talked about, just like Young Jock. Pay attention to how these pieces move on the game board. And remember, the people setting up the game board, the people that are dealing the cards, they have all the cards because they stole them. So if you know the faces of the cards and you dealing the cards out, you're gonna give yourself a better hand, or you're gonna give everybody else an equal hand. You're gonna give yourself a better hand. You're gonna do whatever you can to increase the probability of you cheating, of you winning. That's the definition of cheating. You coming out on top. The world is set up in a way where the probability of other people coming out on top is stacked in their favor because they have the cards, they deal the cards, and please believe they look at them and they take all the face cards and they give you the number cards. And they don't even just give you the number cards. They make sure they keep the deuces. You know what I'm saying? They give you the 3s on up. They keep the aces. They keep the jokers. You see? So you don't even want to play these games. What you want to do is you want to be a dealer. See? Carla knows. The vortex goes through Cairo, Illinois. Pay attention to how it's called Cairo. What else is called Cairo? There's stolen culture on top of stolen culture. When we talk about hip hop being a stolen culture, that's only one level of reality that the culture is stolen under. Remember when Blade said, the world that you know is just a sugar coated topping. There's another world beneath it. Remember he said that? If you guys remember when Blade said that, type in a 1. If you don't remember it, type in a 2. As a matter of fact, you know when he said that? You know when he said that? He said that ironically when a woman named Karen stopped him from killing a cop that tried to kidnap her. Pay attention to how people move. He saved a Karen from killing a cop who was similar to the man she was dating at the hospital, who happened to turn her into a vampire. That was working with the cop. She stopped Blade from shooting him. Remember that. I say that shit all the time because it's true. That's why I ask people to join my Patreon and on the other channel to join the membership. How you think we fund this channel? You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't exactly the March of Dimes. Some motherfuckers need to start saying about black empowerment. Some motherfuckers need to start saying about Marcel Dixon's campaign. How you think we fund this little operation? This ain't exactly the March of Dimes. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Young Thug and Gunna's RICO case has been the talk of the town this week. And who better than T.I. to come and give his thoughts on the situation? I don't know. I could name somebody better than T.I. I mean, as much as people don't like Ben Crump is an attorney. So, I mean, he might even be just a little bit more qualified than T.I. Other than the fact that T.I. has probably dealt with these kind of cases. As a matter of fact, who knows? He could be the next one. Maybe T.I. is saying that because he knows something we don't. Maybe he knows it's just a matter of time before they pull his card. Shouts out to Pirate. What up with it, Pirate? Good to see you as always. On Wednesday, May 11th, TIP took to his Instagram with the post that said very little, but asked so much regarding the situation with the Young Stoner Life Collective. According to TI, the KKK, an American hate group that has rained terror on African Americans, and I don't care about these other people, for more than 50 years. On African Americans, that's what matters. These other people don't matter as far as dealing with the KKK. The KKK and and black people have an exclusive relationship. I don't give a fuck about none of these other people that are just listed here. They got shit to counter the KKK. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers here have the ACLU and the SPLC. I don't give a fuck. Go handle the KKK with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, should they have been charged with racketeering for all their criminal acts? Absolutely. They've run a criminal enterprise in the United States for centuries. Who's going to take that serious if it's T.I. and he's high on his IG live saying that? How come the KKK ain't never been here with no RICO? Hey, yeah, somebody's going to take a jester serious saying that. See how that works? See that card? You see that position? Somebody's going to take a jester seriously saying something intelligent. See how that works? See, peep game, y'all. When I say peep game, peep the game of life. Peep the game of cards. You know what I'm saying? Peep the game of chess. And peep the game of checkers. There's a reason why those games are so simple. It's because the more simple the unit you understand, the more complex manipulation you're able to do. Think about it. If you understand how to deal with a person, the only thing that you can manipulate is them as a person. If you understand science, you could possibly manipulate their environment. If you understand biochemistry, you can manipulate their metabolism. And if you understand physics, you can manipulate reality. Physics containing the smallest unit. See? Simple. When you combine a bunch of simplicity, you get something complex. Understand this game. You know what I'm saying? Now, I guarantee you that the white media is not going to answer T.I.'s question. Matter of fact, I guarantee nobody's going to answer T.I.'s question. I'll answer T.I.'s question. The answer to T.I.'s question is because the KKK is a part of the American government. One of the people that set up the American government, Albert Pike, also set up the KKK. If you go to George Washington's grave, George Washington has a word above his name. What's that word above his name? I agree, man. That's a fact. And Biden absolutely needs to be hit with RICO. Which one? Shit, Hunter or Joe or both or all the whole entire family, because they are Adosos. They have ran a criminal plantation organization. As a matter of fact, all Adosos should be hit with RICO statutes. The royal family in England needs to be hit with a RICO statute. Think about that. Radio personality Ebro Darden offered a reason for T.I.'s question, saying they are not of IG, TikTok, and operating in states or regions where they control those handing them out. That's not an answer to anything that T.I. answered. Ebro is suspect. I think he DJs for Hot 97. He's not somebody that I've ever been a fan of. Couple reasons why. He works with some interesting entities. I just put it like that. For those unaware, Congress passed the Third Force Act, also known as the Ku Klux Klan Act, on April 20th of 1871. Now, let me tell you why I don't give a fuck about this Third Force Act, also known as the KKK Act. Because you know what? The United States didn't even use the KKK Act to do anything to the KKK. You know what the United States is using the KKK Act for currently? And if you guys don't believe me, you can do a quick Google search and check this out. The United States is using this KKK Act not to prosecute the KKK under RICO statute. They're using this KKK Act to play with the January 6th insurrectionists. That's what they're using it for. Y'all know that? If y'all knew that, type in a 1. If you didn't know that, type in a 2. You can look that up. If I'm not mistaken, I think The Guardian and Associated Press did articles about it. Also, I think there's an article about it in the New Yorker. The Third Force Act. Now, what in the hell does this have to do with an ongoing criminal organization? And how does this mirror the RICO Act? Does this give involved parties 10 years for every pattern of behavior? Because let me tell you something. If we start back from when the country first started and we pay attention to the pattern of behavior that's created the United States corporation today, man, it's a lot of people facing 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years if we prosecute them under the RICO statute civilly. Because you know you can prosecute under the RICO statute civilly and criminally. We talked about that yesterday. This article here provides nothing. For those unaware, the Congress passed the Third Force Act, also known as the KKK Act, on April 20th, 1871. How is that comparable to the RICO statute? It's not. That's the point. So why would this article bring this up? The act authorized President Ulysses S. Grant to declare martial law, to impose heavy penalties against terrorist organizations and military forces to suppress the KKK. That's why they're using that against the January 6th insurrectionists. But that says nothing, and it's not comparable at all to the RICO statute. If it was comparable to the RICO statute, then all of those people who created the United States Confederacy and all patterns of business, because we all know that the Confederacy was all about business. That's why they had slaves. The slaves helped them to be economically superior to the North, superior to the Union, because they had free labor. It was about business. They didn't make a RICO statute to punish the South, because once the United States reabsorbed the South, they still needed that income from that business. They never had any intention to shut anything down or to stop anything. That's why they don't have a RICO Act. Also, it would arrest people like Robert E. Lee, Andrew Jackson, because you can establish a long-standing history and a pattern. Now, that's studies of the law, right? That's studies of how the legal system affects race in the United States, right? Because let's just get some shit together, right? Let's just get some shit together, right? If we look at the laws, a lot of the laws in the United States were created allegedly to deal with racial inequalities, racial injustices. But Governor Ron DeSantis don't want you to learn about that. He wants you to learn about some shit that happened in Cuba. Because that shit just hurts his feelings so much. It just hurts. It hurts. You know what I'm saying? It hurts the little kids. Shouts out to Tia. What up? Young Thug and Gunna were named among 28 others in the 56-count indictment. According to recent reports, both rappers were denied bond following their arrest. Now, that's interesting. They were denied bond. Really? You'd think they were murder suspects. You know what I'm saying? That's what you think. No. They've been observed with their businesses following a pattern of behavior. Now, if you come from an environment where you're making the majority of your money in the streets, what's the pattern? What's the chances of you and your business having a pattern of behavior that leads to criminal activity and racketeering and enterprise? Probably pretty high, isn't it? That might be one of the reasons why the people who run hip hop recruit rappers from the street. You know, they never go to a Fortune 500 company and say, you know what? I know you've been sitting here programming these computers all day long, but I heard you got some skills behind the mic. You want to come work on an album? They don't say that shit. That's not where they go to find those kind of people. You know why? Because when they don't feel like paying you anymore, they can't use the RICO Act because you've been working a 9 to 5. The RICO Act, that's the stab in the back. And if you don't think that it's the people that own these record companies that turn around and feed the information, we're tired of this guy, to their cousins, to their nephews, to their nieces, to their brothers, to their sisters that work in the criminal justice system. And those prosecutors, those senators, those governors don't pass that information down to their police officers to do sweeping indictments. You don't think those kind of favors take place? My question is, what do you think takes place? That's my question. If you don't think that takes place, then my question for you is, what do you think takes place then? What is it that takes place? There's a reason why they call this kind of thing a network. Prosecutors are accusing the Young Street Life Collective of being a criminal street gang behind a string of armed robberies, drug deals, violent attacks, including murder. Law enforcement officers found drugs and guns while executing a search warrant on Young Thug's home earlier this week, leading to 7 new charges, including possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, to possession of firearms, during commission of a felony. So they just stacking them up, stacking them up, stacking them up. What do y'all think about that? Stacking them up, man. Then people do stupid shit, right? Didn't Casanova go on if I'm not mistaken, didn't Casanova go on DJ Vlad? If Casanova went on DJ Vlad, type in a 1. If he didn't, type in a 2. Oh, that's what's up, Jonathan. That's what's good, bro. I appreciate that. Make sure you check out my channels. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoying the content. Nightbot giving orders, huh? Is Nightbot behaving, y'all? If Nightbot is behaving, give me a thumbs up. If Nightbot is not behaving, give him a thumbs down, man. We can't have the Nightbot acting like he ain't got no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? Now I want y'all to pay attention to this. Right? And if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please help your boy out. Make sure you guys bang that like button. All right. Smash that like button. Share the video out to all your social media. Everybody that's watching on other platforms, if you guys could share the video out to your social media, I'd appreciate it. Let's listen to this.
Listen, check it out now. The moral dilemma of cooperating. Okay. Infamously once said by Caswell Sr., aka Casanova. He said it's on the Breakfast Club. He said, man, you think somebody ain't gonna tell if they're a millionaire and they're facing 20 years? Man, they gonna tell, and they're gonna be able to come back and be a rapper.
Now let's talk 20 years in terms of the RICO statute. How many indictments is 20 years? If you're how can you, if you're facing a RICO statute indictment, if they've hit you with a sweeping RICO Act indictment, how many patterns do they have to show for you to be facing 20 years? They giving you 20 years to pop, right? So as soon as they can show one pattern of behavior, one pattern of criminal enterprise, then guess what? You facing damn near, something similar to a life sentence. Is it a higher likelihood that the investigation will go smoothly when it's like that? Because people don't want to spend their whole life in prison. So what are they going to do? They're going to tell. They're going to make things easy. They set themselves up for a handout. They're not going to have to do that work on that investigation. They're not going to have to pull themselves up by the bootstraps to get that information. Nah. They're going to get somebody asked to tell. You see how that shit works? We got 17 likes, you guys. If everybody smashes that like button, we will be over 30. But if we get 3 people smashing that like button, we'll be at 20.
He was actually referring to 6ix9ine. He was predicting that 6ix9ine was going to be able to cooperate and come back to hip hop. In some ways, you can say he kind of did that. Now, when it came to Casanova, who caught a RICO, he's faced with the same dilemma. Casanova probably got $1 million, right? And he is being hit with a RICO charge. He has such a lengthy rap sheet, he's facing between 5 and 60.
Between 5 and 60. Ain't those the numbers that we talked about? Easy work, right? Light work. Look at all them weights that he lifted. Remember, Neely Fuller Jr. said people in the hood just sit around and lift weights and they big as hell, but for what? Because you ain't got no power. Look how big that cat is. Somebody about to lock him up like an animal. The game, man. Play the game. See, you got to be cerebral. You gotta be cerebral. You gotta be cerebral. That's why I'm an intelligence advocate.
Some people think he might get 20 to 30. Will he tell? Now, he didn't tell. He actually took a plea of guilty and he's hoping for a lenient sentencing. However,
you're hoping for a lenient sentence. That's what he's hoping for. A lenient sentence. Look at that. You see the words in the background? Brooklyn rapper Casanova has pleaded guilty in a federal racketeering case in which the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York claims the rapper had a leadership role in the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation Bloods gang. Now, Casey White, who just recently got arrested, a known white supremacist who broke out of jail with a sheriff's office, who has known white supremacist prison gang ties, he's not facing RICO. Right. And this motherfucker's expecting leniency from white people. That expectation is going to cost you more than likely.
Things that's very important. Number one, somebody told on him. Okay, so in his own gang was a cooperator who's just like 6ix9ine. According to Rolling Stone, right? One of the reasons why Casanova pled guilty, it quotes here from Rolling Stones, one cooperator told the feds that Senior, which is Caswell Senior, aka Casanova, accidentally fired a gun at a poker game. A witness told authorities they saw Senior receive large shipments, quantities of marijuana.
You see this? You see this? You guys hear DJ Academics? One cooperator told the feds that Senior accidentally fired a gun at a poker game. A witness told authorities that they saw Senior receive shipments of large quantities of marijuana. We just did a video where somebody, a white guy from Detroit, was actually praised for his marijuana business. Senior also fired a gun during a gambling dispute. Gorilla Stone members, look at that, the prison gang, Gorilla Stone members, saw him in his rap career as a way to make money and increase their status among other blood sects, Felton commented.
Also, Senior fired a gun during a gambling dispute. Sounds like a lot of people telling on him. Listen, here's the thing. Gorilla Stone members saw him and his rap career as a way to make money and increase their status among other blood sects. What does that mean? Clearly just means Caswell Senior, aka Casanova, he went out the honorable way, but not everybody associated with him did the same.
Is it the honorable way? You think that you're going to get leniency from a white supremacist criminal justice system? You're out of your mind. You guys remember that movie Dead Presidents? Did they cut Larenz Tate any slack? Even though Larenz Tate helped this ungrateful, evil enterprise in the Vietnam War? They say that movies are fiction. See, I disagree. I believe that what you're told on TV as fact is fiction, and the movies are true. And guess what? It's easy to control reality if people don't know where they at. If you don't know where you're at, if you're in a false reality and you think the real reality is fake, that explains why there might be a flat learning curve. Doing stupid shit like expecting people who made their billions of dollars, created global dominance and world power, expecting people like that to show you some kind of leniency. You keep living in that delusion, you're going to die in it.
People told on him. And when people are telling on you, you got to fold, okay? They're basically helping the cops. They're giving the cops a better and better case. You're not taking a trial, and that's exactly what he did, okay? Now, 6ix9ine, who's now reminiscing on the situation and reminiscing on his guilty plea, decided to, I don't know if whether it's troll him or poke fun at the street code when he tagged his wifey and said, if you ain't already, let's see how you holding this black king down. For all rappers.
Now that's interesting, right? How come 6ix9ine ain't getting no smoke for that? 6ix9ine ain't black. If you ain't already, let's see how you holding this black king down. Now, if you said some anti-Latino stuff to this clown right here, this fake ass, false flagging ass motherfucker, he default to that. For all rappers, make sure you keep your name, bro, alive and feed his family for the next decade. How would you know about that? The court case came out and showed that you're not a gangster. Maury Povich opened up the envelope and said, you are not a gang member. This is what I'm talking about motherfuckers coming to the barbecue and shit like that. There's a difference between working with people. Nah, you ain't about to get banned, man. Why you say that? There's a difference between working with people and just completely submitting your power dynamics. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem working with, dealing with anything with other groups of people. And the reason why is because I understand power dynamics. That's one of the reasons why I do a lot of stuff solo. Oh, okay. I got you. My bad. You talking about the Nightbot. So far, the Nightbot is being pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So far, the Nightbot being pretty cool. It ain't acting like it's crazy. The Nightbot only really be tripping on C19 report for some reason. I don't know why it'd be extra aggressive on the C19 channel for some reason.
Make sure y'all keep bro name alive and feed his family for the next decade, right? Now, again, I ain't no street dude, but I wonder, what loyalty do you owe people when people don't?
DJ Academics said he ain't no street dude, but DJ Academics is one of the people that's responsible for the entire drill culture. But now, you know, I got to back away from this. You know what I'm saying? I got to back away. Got to ease on out. I've made my money. People are in jail. I just don't care, you know. I ain't a street dude. Now, of course, because it's not convenient. I have multiple YouTube channels with millions of subscribers. You know, I have to brush myself off, you know, as far as the street stuff goes. I mean, this is uncivilized. This isn't me. You know what I mean? It's not me.
Owe you any? Because again, Casanova, because he doesn't want to be seen as a snitch or whatever the case is. And also, here's his moral dilemma too. If you did the crime,
what does it matter about being seen as a snitch? You're not going to be seen at all anymore. You're going to jail for a long time for, you know, crimes that you may or may not have committed. You were involved in activities that lead to a criminal of enterprise and racketeering. So you're doing time. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure that you smash that like button. Help your boy out. We are at 20 likes. You guys are awesome. If you have given a like to the video, make sure you show some love. Drop a thumbs up in the chat. Give yourself a pat on the back because that definitely helps.
Why be the sucker to telling other people? So I understand out of morality why snitching is really wrong. But you get to realize everybody's breaking these moral codes. Whether it's the moral codes of just being humans, because they obviously always disrespecting other people, killing other people, shooting at other people, selling drugs. But when you get locked up with them, there's somebody snitching on Cass. Okay? Now you see a situation where he has to probably go away for 20 years, and the only thing he gets is a real nigga sticker that's going to hang on the refrigerator. Okay? It's going to leave a lot of stuff behind. Again, I'm not advocating for snitching or advocating for not. All I'm saying, it puts it in perspective. The guy who has $1 million career ahead of him, he took the honorable way out. And the person who probably told on him just wanted to come home.
You see how the cards are used? You see how the pieces are in position? We trade a couple worthless people who don't have anything, put them back out in the street so they can commit crimes in 3 or 4 months, and we take the person who had a future and get them locked into the jail. This person here thinks that these these people are going to give him some leniency. I got an honest question for everybody that's in the chat. You can't even get black people to believe that things like this go down anymore. How do you think you're going to get black people to save themselves and be more responsible intellectually and come up with more effective contingency plans when you have people like Casanova expecting leniency? You know what I'm saying? How? In my opinion, I hate to say this, but I believe that probably like 95% of people's brains are fried. Shouts out to my man Bronze the God. Most people don't even realize that there's a problem. If you don't understand that there is a matrix out there, then you don't know that there is a problem. If you don't know that you have cancer, then you don't know that there is a problem. If you don't know that there's a problem, then you don't do anything to try to solve that problem. And if you don't do anything to try to solve that problem, then that problem remains until it terminates or until it terminates you. That's where we're at, people. The problem will self-terminate or it'll terminate you. What direction do you guys think that we're heading in as far as that dynamic goes? Let's be honest about it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Who do y'all respect more? And do you respect 6ix9ine in this situation for trolling these guys, bringing up his situation, or was his situation different? To be fair, some might say 6ix9ine's situation is different because 6ix9ine was one of the kingpins in terms of he was putting money on people's head. He was calling the shots. He wasn't just an innocent bystander just trying to come home and trying to get back to his rap career. His rap career was built off the violence that they got indicted for. You guys get in the comment box, but you guys like and subscribe. Very unfortunate, but they are snitching on Casanova. That's why he took a plea. And 6ix9ine now wants to know if the rap community is going to hold it down for Cass. Get in the comment box, like them, subscribe. It's War Academics. Oh,
skirt. It's actually a good question that 6ix9ine asked. Thank you for the honesty, man. That's one of the reasons why I appreciate you, man. I'm really glad that you found the channel, for real, for real. Because not only are you intelligent, but you're a real one. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. If we stay this clueless, we will get terminated. While all other races are getting manipulated by white people because they are Mayo struck and white people are colonizing the galaxy. Man, if the YouTube algorithm is really as smart as it says it is, it would have matched you up with my channel a long time ago. Or if the YouTube is as smart as I think it is, it purposely kept you away from my comment section. You see, I remember like how I meet most of my members of my channel. I had a conversation with you on one of Tariq Nasheed's videos, and we talked about the people who benefit from the rap to prison pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a photographic memory. People think that I'm exaggerating when I say that. I'm not. So now, this is an article from Rolling Stone, and it says rapper Casanova pleads guilty to racketeering conspiracy, drug charges. The hotly tipped MC was indicted in a sprawling drug conspiracy case in 2020 and now faces up to 60 years in prison. 60 years in prison, man. $60 years in prison. 3 people that have nothing going out, 1 person that has everything going in. You see how they trade players? You see that? How the teams trade players? You see? Look at what D-Buck says. Now, D-Buck used to watch me and Izzy on YouTube or on Periscope faithfully. Faithfully, D-Buck used to watch me and Izzy. You know what I'm saying? D-Buck says, bro, you know how long it took me to find you again after you got banned? And I only refound you because I was searching for Izzy. See? Ain't that crazy? Shouts out to TR, to Trifecta Records. What up with it, bro? That rap to prison pipeline. That shit is real. It's a business. Nothing personal. Just business. Where do you think all the money that Casanova has goes? You know, they're going to take it. Why are they going to take it? Because of Rico. Because all of the money that he generated can be linked to a pattern of racketeering and enterprise. So his family's not going to get that. That's why 6ix9ine asked that question. Well, who's going to hold you down? That's a fact. Abandoned funds. You see? So they didn't really spend all the money the A&Rs put on the music videos, and we bought a Lamborghini and we bought a Bentley. Don't worry about it. We slap this kid with the RICO Act, throw his ass in jail. We'll get all that cash right back. My man D-Buck said, when I did refund you, I made sure to follow every channel you had. That's a good segue. Make sure if you guys are not subscribed to my backups, take a moment, hit the backup channels. If you're not subscribed to my Facebook page, Twitch, make sure you guys do that. I got so many channels because you can ask D-Buck. He's been around. I've known this dude for years. He's been following my content way before I came to YouTube. He'll tell you I got banned like every week on the app that I was on before. For no, I didn't say no crazy ass shit. The motherfuckers used to ban the fuck out my ass. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I spread my content across my YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how they get down. That way I can hurry up and remove everything like I did this last time over here. You know what I'm saying? When they had me on that 2 strikes, which my last strike falls off soon. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got a strike over here. $60 years in prison, man. 60 years in prison and no money. Yeah. They'd even banned my chill music scopes. I had these live streams where I would drive my car and just be chilling, or I'd be chilling at the bar just chopping it up. They banned my shit in the middle of a stream. You know what I'm saying? In November 2019, Casanova Star was on the rise. The rapper, whose real name is Caswell Sr., played a title-sponsored festival at the Barclays Center and energized the venue. Speaking of Barclays, you guys ever heard of Eastside Crackhead? This channel ain't monetized, so if you guys ever heard of Eastside Crackhead, type in a 1. If you haven't heard of Eastside Crackhead, type in a 2. That just made me think about this shit. Hold on real quick. I gotta find this one song. Hold on. Y'all ever heard of Eastside Crackhead? Type in a 1. This shit hilarious. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta find this shit, man. Don't tell me they took this shit off YouTube. Oh yeah, this is it right here. World Star Eastside Crackhead. Hold on, real quick. He be spitting, man. Hold on, real quick. Y'all ain't ready for this shit though. Hold on, we gotta take a quick break. What do Black Authority say? We gotta take a quick commercial, non-commercial break. Check this out right here. Hold on. Ah, y'all ain't never heard of Eastside Crackhead? This dude wild, man. He's a wild dude. He be spitting, man. He killed this shit though. He killed this shit. Listen to this shit right here. Hold on.
Let's go. Ammo, calico, jacket made out of animal. All right. Videos go viral. Fly thing you ever saw. Came from a dark place. I went from the slums to Park Place to Park Place. Front row at the Barclays. Bars. 4 seats from Beyonce. Let's go. Ammo, calico, jacket made out of animal. All right. Videos go viral. Fly thing you ever saw. Came from a dark place. I went from the slums to Park Place to Park Place. Front row at the Barclays. Bars. 4 seats from Beyonce.
He killed that shit, man. Jigga what? Jigga who? Jigga what? Oh man, that crackhead nigga got some bars. I ain't even about to lie. You know what I'm saying? I'd have put some money in this cup. Anytime I hear Barclays, I think of Eastside Crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I hear Barclays, man, I gotta hear Eastside Crackhead. I gotta hear that little freestyle because he killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was working for that money. He had his little cardboard sign. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. That's crazy. And if we notice that, you don't think these record companies do? Peep game. How many of these rappers like Jay-Z who rapped about their ongoing criminal enterprise in their music, how many of them do y'all think sleep well at night, knowing at any moment somebody can make a phone call to one of their nephews or nieces and they could run the records at the precinct and bring them boys in? How many of y'all think that they sleep well at night? Even though they got all that money, motherfuckers like Jay-Z sleeping next to Beyonce. But do you think he's sleeping well, though? You think he's sleeping well with that weight on his shoulders? What y'all think? To me, that would seem kind of difficult. You know what I'm saying? I got stress in my life, and it's difficult for me to function and operate in normal capacity when I have a lot of stress. Yeah, I don't think anybody's sleeping well. Here's my question. How come none of the white rappers get slammed with it? I mean, Kid Rock is featured in the Gangland TV series. Kid Rock was a legitimate part of an actual ongoing criminal enterprise. Kid Rock used to gangbang. He was a part of a black gang in Detroit. Eh? Were you guys aware of that? Most of that information has been purged off the internet. But if you watch the TV series called Gangland, Kid Rock used to be very close with a gang in Detroit called the Hitmen. And they all look like a bunch of pimps. They look like the cast of Players Club. Anybody that's from Detroit knows Kid Rock is a grimy white dude. You know what I'm saying? Somehow he escaped. Somehow. Somehow. Eminem escaped. Somehow. Riff Raff escaped. Somehow. Jin, Asian rapper that used to rock with Rough Rider, escaped somehow. Yeah, blues has dangerous lyrics too. That's a fact. You know who else escaped? Now, this is what's crazy. There's a TV show called Mob Wives. None of them get in trouble for being a part of an ongoing criminal enterprise, and they literally are a part of an ongoing criminal enterprise. Gambino's kids are still alive. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think Jadakiss has some Instagram posts with them. The people playing against you are the same people that hold the cards, look at them, and then deal them to you. See, motherfuckers can keep living in denial or not. Keep living in denial or not. Certain things have to change, or else the way that they are going to change is not going to be in a way that is enjoyable for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be enjoyable for anybody the way that things change. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, please make sure that you smash that like button. We need 6 more likes to get to 30. So if everybody can smash that like button, it would be great. In a way, only a hometown Brooklyn hero can. Senior also seemed ready to tackle his demons head on. In his new album at the time, Behind These Scars, Senior leaned into his vulnerability, departing from that unflinching style that had made him a rising star. Senior had also confronted the criminal justice system in his work and advocacy. Isn't that interesting? Sounds a lot like the other two that got in trouble for the RICO statute, doesn't it? Are we starting to see a pattern here? Senior had also confronted the criminal justice system in his work and advocacy. In the behind the scars track, jail cell or jail call, Senior described being suicidal behind bars. I've been in the belly of the beast thinking of suicide. I've been hearing my mother on the phone, just why again? And you can't explain it. She didn't understand I had to rob, but you didn't. That's me. That's the story of my life. That's a scar. He even spoke about prison reform at Harvard University. Now, nobody knows about this. That's magic. You see? That's magic. These rappers have a weird obsession with the Italian mafia, so the government is hitting them with the same RICO of the people they idolize. Man. Man. I guess we had to ask the question, well, what did you expect then? Right? You name yourself Capone, what do you expect? You name yourself Luciano, what do you expect? You name yourself Siegel, what do you expect? You name yourself Gambino, what do you expect? I mean, a lot of times people say, you know, if you ask for something, be careful what you ask for because you might just get it. Well, these motherfuckers are getting it. But are they actually getting it? I'd say the answer is no. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand. They don't understand much of anything, which is sad because they need to. You know what I'm saying? They really do. So now here it says seniors' ascent didn't last. On December 1st of 2020, federal prosecutors revealed that Casanova was one of 18 alleged untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation members indicted in a sprawling drug conspiracy case. The conspiracy ran from 2004 to 2020 in New York City, an upstate prosecutor alleged. What's interesting is New York is doing all of this, and Judge Eric Adams feels that drill music needs to be looked at now. When we ever going to look at country music for some white supremacy indictments? When we going to look at death metal and rock and roll to prevent some school shootings? It's never going to get looked at if the same people are in power. You know what I'm saying? In a court document, prosecutors also claimed that Senior closely coordinated his artistic endeavors to benefit the gang. That's 20 years right there. That's 20 years. That's 20 years. 20 years, number one. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Flying Fish. What up with it, bro? My man Flying Fish says, what's up, fam? Yep, they condition us to see ourselves in a negative light in our music to make money off us in any way we can. All of his assets, or the majority of it, now belongs to Uncle Sam. There it is. There it is. You know, people, they do the wrong shit because, see, the Mafia came out with a movie called The Untouchable, but these motherfuckers like to operate in a way that makes them touchable. You see? Not untouchable. You see? So we're dealing with habitual bag dropping. So now here it says, sharing some of his money with Gorilla Stone's founder, Dwight Reed, who is serving a 50-year to life sentence for a 2014 murder. I'd be interested to see if Mr. Reed spoke with anybody and what he spoke with him about. On Wednesday, Senior pled guilty in White Plains federal court to 2 counts of racketeering conspiracy and narcotics conspiracy. Casanova seems like a dude that actually has some kind of code. He actually kind of cares. He's just a little bit warped and just a little bit misguided. And to me, that's sad. I think Casanova could have probably applied his talents to more productive things and actually really been a force to reckon with. He definitely has a backbone. It's just sad that, like, he doesn't understand the game. So he using all of that strength in his backbone for the wrong thing to be behind. You know what I'm saying? Heartbreaking. I want to know who this Dwight Reed had a conversation with. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dwight Reed had a conversation, but Casanova kept his mouth shut, and Casanova got everything to lose. You know what I'm saying? Everything to lose. And Dwight Reed got everything to gain. But Casanova, the one that kept his mouth shut. That right there, to me, that's a good dude. I don't care what kind of shit that he did. He at least got some level of integrity. The problem is that it's misguided integrity. You use that integrity on people that don't give a fuck about you, that only see you as an ATM machine. You're their ticket out. And they're your ticket in. You got to watch the company that you keep. So now here it says senior sporting navy blue jail scrubs and a pumpkin orange undershirt waved to his family and blew them a kiss when he walked into the courtroom at 11:25 a.m. The proceedings took a grim turn quickly when Judge Philip M. Halpern started asking questions characteristics of all guilty plea proceedings. Among them was senior under the care of a doctor or psychologist. They put me on suicide watch a couple of days ago, senior said matter-of-factly. He described it as a holding cell where you wear a smock and stuff. Senior said that he was not on any medication. Are you comfortable today? Halpern asked. Very comfortable, Your Honor, senior replied. Had he ever been hospitalized for mental health or substance issues? In my teenage days, I attempted to kill myself a couple times, senior said, explaining he had previously been sent to Bellevue Hospital in Manhattan. So this dude has dealt with a life of depression. Nobody cares, though, because who gives a fuck if you're black? Who really gives a fuck if you're a black man? Who cares? You're a bitch and you're a baby. Fuck you. That's what everybody that's not a black man says about your emotions to the black men in the room. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Anybody that is not a black man feels that way about you. No matter how many people you put money in their pockets of. And you know who did that? White men, white people. But motherfuckers want to, we're going to create a men's rights movement and be brothers as men. Well, I'll tell you what, any black man that is working with any white men as far as a male movement, the only way that you should be working with those white men is if those white men are doing something to fix the fucked up ass image and repair the damage that they've caused. Other than that, you don't need to be dealing with that kind of toxicity. But that's just my opinion. I don't deal with motherfuckers that are crazy. But for some reason, man, it's just like people never learn. Another jewel that Blade dropped. Some motherfuckers are just always trying to ice skate uphill. Some motherfuckers just always trying to ice skate uphill. As a result of those hospitalizations, did you receive treatment? Halpern asked. He said, yes, I did. Is your mind clear today, Mr. Senior? Yes, Your Honor, he said. Senior said that he was pleading guilty voluntarily and that nobody was forcing him to cop to these crimes. He should have pled no contest. Senior knew that there wasn't any guarantee that pleading would lessen his sentence, he said. Halpern then asked prosecutors what evidence they had that proved Senior's guilt. Assistant U.S. Attorney David Felton said that there was social media evidence. Shout out to Vlad. Shout out to DJ Ratface Vlad. Sucking on a cheese sickle somewhere. Including a post on Senior's Instagram showing him next to a large quantity of marijuana. Now, he might have went to that white guy's dispensary in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Direct messages and intercepted communications also showed his membership in Gorilla Stone. Intercepted messages and communications. Okay. Now look at all the evidence that they have on Hunter Biden and he's still free. Pay attention to what's going on with Casanova. In a recorded call from a New York State prison, one Gorilla Stone member told another that Senior always carried a gun. See, people talking about you getting you in trouble. People talking about you getting you in trouble. They listening to motherfuckers around you. If you think that people are listening to you, then pay attention to how motherfuckers are talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Vlad is a defective detective. The defective detective. You know what I'm saying? With a nose for crime, money, and cheese. You know what I'm saying? And it'll fit in a size 12 sock. One gang member said on a call that they were worried that Senior's behavior would potentially tarnish his rap career. Felton claimed some incidents in this conspiracy took place in Florida, Felton said. One cooperator told the feds that Senior accidentally fired a gun at a poker game. A witness told authority that they saw Senior receive shipments of large quantities of marijuana. Senior also fired a gun during a gambling dispute. Gorilla Stone members saw him in his rap career as a way to make money and increase their standings among other blood sets. He got used. You know what I'm saying? This looks like the article that DJ Academics was using. You don't think that DJ Vlad is related to some of these people in the criminal justice system? Has anybody ever ran DJ Vlad's family? Has anybody ever ran DJ Vlad's friendships? How did DJ Vlad just come out of nowhere? I remember when DJ Vlad first just appeared out of nowhere. I was like, man, this is wild, man. Who the fuck is this dude? Back then, like that was like right during the decline of the Source magazine and XXL and Vibe and all that. And then just out of the clear blue sky, like Vlad was DJ Vlad all over the place. Who is this motherfucker? And this is weird. You know, usually it'll be, you know, there's always a couple white people involved in hip hop. A lot of times, you know, it's select white people. You know what I'm saying? You know, MC Search, which run his family. The Beastie Boys run their family. Just saying. Just saying. Not saying that they did anything, just saying run their families because it's interesting. It's very interesting. These are New Yorkers, you know. These are New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying? Somebody run Crown Heights when it comes to Beastie Boys, when it comes to Judge Judy, when it comes to MC Search. Somebody run Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Run the whole city is all I'm saying. Run some of them hospitals and see what's going on with some of the babies in those hospitals. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, if you know your New York history. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what happened with Judge Judy and her bailiff Bird. Her bailiff Bird, the big, tall, black guy that's always been on Judge Judy. As a matter of fact, Bird was her bailiff during the time when she was in the Manhattan family courts. She just fired him for no reason out the clear blue sky. Did y'all know about that? Judge Judy and Bird was like an inseparable pair. She became a TV judge, and she got Bird, her most trusted bailiff. We ain't even got to run Marky Mark's family. We can just run the last 4 letters. Enough said. She just fired Bird out of the clear blue sky. Now Bird is in the unemployment line. Maybe. You know, Bird is a cop. Maybe. Judge Eric Adams will help our brother Bird out in his time of need. You know, he needs some more cops. Maybe. Too many occurrences. Too many similarities. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, run me them families. Run me them families. We ain't family. Not the way you treat me. We ain't family. Not the way you treat me. Oh, man. So now It says, when it came time to formally confess, Senior admitted that he plotted with others in Gorilla Stone to commit crimes, such as agreeing to possess and sell, look at this, 100 kilos of marijuana. He also admitted to a robbery at a diner in 2018. I mean, you ain't even have to say all this shit. Senior told Halpern that he was in a restaurant with others when a woman started to record a video of him on the phone. She refused to stop recording, and he took her phone. I mean, this dude just started snitch on himself. Snitch on himself. Snitch on himself. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday? I made the song, man. I told y'all. He snitched on himself. Man, this shit don't make no sense. She snitched on himself. Halpern asked Senior follow-up questions that shed more light on his involvement in Gorilla Stone. Senior classified that he was in Gorilla Stone starting around 2007 or 2008 when he went to prison for robbery. Senior denied doing Gorilla Stone business in Florida, spurring in an oddly light exchange between him and Halpern. You told me to be honest. I'm just being honest, Your Honor. I mean, damn, he's done self-snitched and put himself in jail for about 60 years. I mean, even if he is lying about that shit, I mean, you got him. The fuck you want to know? What you need to know more for? I wonder when they're going to get the baby with Rico. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not very soon. Probably within the next 1 to 3 years. What up with it, Janesta? What's good? So now here it says, I'm not trying to trick you, Halpern said. I'm insisting that the questions weren't a test. Senior then gave his account of the gambling-related shooting in July of 2000. So, I mean, like, Casanova is just, he's cooperating. Is it worth it, though? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? Why cooperate with these people, man? You know what I'm saying? Hoping they'll be lenient. If you cooperate with these people, guess what? You gave away all your leverage for a plea deal. I was invited to a mansion party with my wife and a couple other friends, Senior said, adding shortly thereafter, it was not business. There was a gambling dispute over a dice game, he added. Hood activities, man. Hood activities. You won, Halpern asked. Now, right there, when Halpern asked that question, his attorney should have said, not relevant, Your Honor. But he let him answer, though. Why do you think his attorney let him answer? I lost, Senior said with a laugh. I lost my money. $2,000 and I paid a person. I paid him the money. I was supposed to pay the table. He basically pocketed the money. The gun was passed to him, Senior recalled. Halpern asked whether he fired it. It was a tussle, Senior said. Senior also elaborated on the diner incident. He was sitting in a diner with a bunch of girls when a woman started to record him. Don't you have a wife at home? She said. She said she was going to post it, and that's when I reached for the phone. A Gorilla Stone member who was with him choked the woman unconscious. Jesus. I didn't tell him to do it, Senior said. I actually picked her up and gave her her phone back. Mr. Senior accepted responsibility for the conduct, which was possession with intent to sell marijuana and the robbery of the young lady in the diner who was filming him with her phone. James Kouros, Casanova's lawyer, told Pitchfork, we hope that our presentation to the court in advance of sentencing will illuminate the facts and circumstances surrounding the case that present Mr. Senior for the person that he really is. And that says nothing. And in my opinion, the fact that this jackass just let him ask all these questions shows that he did indeed want to help present an image of the kind of person that they want to see Casanova as, which is a menace to society, a killer, a violent felon, a typical black man, if you ask white people. which is probably why his lawyer had no problem not coaching him. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't smashed that like button, please make sure that you guys smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you hit that bell and subscribe. All right. Like 12 of his co-defendants, Caswell Sr., an accomplished recording artist and performer, now stands convicted of playing a leadership role in Gorilla Stone, a particularly violent blood gang that operates throughout New York and across the country. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement, in addition to his supervisory role, Sr. was an active hands-on participant in the gang's senseless violence, including a shooting in Miami and contributing to a robbery at a Manhattan diner. With Senior's plea deal, prosecutors will recommend a sentencing between 15 and 20 years in prison, with a mandatory minimum of 5 years. However, Senior could face far more time behind bars. Judges in the federal court system don't have to follow sentencing recommendations in plea deals. You saw that in Kim Potter's case, when the wonderful minority Asian judge who has been a victim of communism, which is why she fled and came here, gave Kim Potter 2 years. Because despite the fact that she lied and said that she used her taser and she shot and killed Dante Wright, we just cannot allow America to forget about the good that she's done. I didn't hear any mention of the good that Casanova did. But what I do hear is that technically he faces a sentence of 60 years in prison, which means that if they make him serve this, he'll die in jail. He's set for sentencing on December 6th, and I guarantee you he's not going to get any leniency. He's kind of foolish for expecting that. Actually, he's very foolish for expecting that. I got to agree with Val Williams. If you guys agree with what Val just said, type in a 1. If you disagree, type in a 2. That's one of the reasons why I say if one of the things that attacks us is the criminal justice system, to me, it would make sense for us to start a collective mastery of the criminal justice system. We should be pumping out lots of lawyers. We should be pumping out lots of paralegals. We should be pumping out lots of everything. But we're not for some reason. You know what I'm saying? What is that reason? People don't believe that an issue exists. If you don't believe that there's an issue, then you're not going to take any medicine. You're just going to, live your life until that issue kills you. You see? That's the point. Those issues are supposed to kill us. Now, let's see what they're doing on social media, because black sectors of social media always have the most intelligent stuff posted. You know what I'm saying? You could actually go on Black Twitter and just, at any moment, jot down step-by-step instructions on how to do a brain surgery or how to rewire a radio terminal, right? That's what they do. That's what they do on Black YouTube too, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? Never seen him. Black Twitter shares no snitching memes after Casanova charged by the feds. Why would you do no snitching like Casanova did no snitching when he's going into the jail because of snitching? He could get a pardon from Joe Biden, possibly. I bet you the only person that'll get a pardon from Joe Biden is that Asian man that shot that 6-year-old black boy in Michigan. That's who Biden would be eyeing for a pardon. You know what I'm saying? Biden needs to pardon himself from presidential office so somebody more competent can do the job. Federal authorities revealed on Tuesday that they were searching for Brooklyn rapper Casanova, who's been charged with racketeering, murder, narcotics, illegal firearms possession, and fraud relating to the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation gang based in New York. The alleged drug conspiracy ran from at least 2010 until the present, involving crack, cocaine, and weed, along with fraud charges relating to C-19 relief, according to prosecutors. Now, this is interesting. When they take this money, where's that money going, guys? Here's my question, y'all. Got a question. How many of y'all watch TD Hip Hop Media? If y'all watch TD Hip Hop Media, type in a 1. If you don't watch TD Hip Hop Media, I'd advise you to. I'd advise you to take a moment right now and go subscribe to TD Hip Hop Media. And when you go subscribe to TD Hip Hop Media, I'd advise you watch his most recent live stream. That's what I'd advise that you do. Go watch his most recent live stream. Why? I'd advise you to watch his most recent live stream because, for one, I had to take all my content down off this page right here. But I had some good information on this page. But if you follow me on Facebook, all my streams are still there. You see, they're all backed up over there. How much money is New York paying the AAPI community? Governor Hochul just recently gave them some money. Now, this dude is from New York, and he's getting prosecuted in New York, and all of his resources, since they got him under RICO, are going right back to the government. So who about to get this $2.5 million? Prison, wrap to prison, pipeline, gentrification of your wallet every day. Where do you think they're getting the money from? That shit ain't coming from taxpayers. Ain't nobody working. All of a sudden, you see all these sweeping indictments. Where are these sweeping indictments coming from? New York. Sweeping indictments in Chicago. Sweeping indictments in Atlanta. All places that have heavy gentrification because somebody got to pay for it. Somebody got to pay for it. You think taxes paying for that shit? How's taxes paying for that shit? Ain't nobody working. It's a business. You think that the timing of this shit is an accident? If you don't believe me, where's the money going? When they take the money using the RICO statute, because we read about the RICO statute yesterday. We saw what happens. Boom. They'll at least get a portion of it. They'll at least get a portion of it. No snitching. This is what Black Twitter says. This is what they said. No snitching. Now, what I find interesting is that they didn't tell the people. They didn't tell the people that snitched on Casanova no snitching. They didn't tell them people that. They told Casanova no snitching. Casanova didn't snitch. That's why he's facing time. Casanova did the expected and honorable thing. And guess what? Ironically, like Judge Judy used to always say, no good deed goes unpunished. Y'all should know that. Look at slavery. We built this country. No good deed goes on unpunished. Instead of saying, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, they should say the United States. The place where you receive the harshest consequence for good deeds. That's what they should. That's what the motto should be. We need 5 more likes to get to 30, guys. FBI New York, 18 members of the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation gang charged with racketeering, murder, narcotics, firearms, and fraud offenses. Gorilla Stone is actually not untouchable. You see that? They're not untouchable. Making sure they separate your legacy from that mafia legacy that you got in there. The untouchable Gorilla Gang. We'll let you know you're not untouchable. See, we just touched you. We're still looking for Caswell Sr., aka Casanova, in connection with the case. He has connections to both NY and New Jersey. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please call 1-800-FBI. What do y'all think about that? As the indictment alleges, the violence and drug activity committed by these gang members threatened the safety of our communities and placed innocent lives at risk. Their unabashed criminal behavior, as alleged, included the murder of a 15-year-old and even extended to defrauding programs meant for people suffering economic hardship due to the pandemic. People suffering economic hardship due to the pandemic. Peep the game. Peep the game. Peep the game, y'all. But thanks to the partnership and hard work of all law enforcement agencies involved in this investigation, we were able to stop this violent criminal organization and show that Gorilla Stone is actually not untouchable. FBI New York Assistant Director William F. Sweeney wrote in a released statement. While the feds listed there were at least 18 members, 17 were already in custody. Casanova, who as of Tuesday had eluded authorities, was singled out in a separate tweet using his full name and photo. You see, that's who they wanted. And the only reason why they got these other people is to get him, because he's the biggest threat. He doesn't even know how big of a threat he is. He's the biggest threat because he has the most resources. Now check this out. This 34-year-old rapper was signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Now, my question is, Jay-Z being a person that's been involved in this kind of stuff and survived this kind of stuff, why didn't Jay-Z mentor this guy? Why don't these rap companies have a legal union to defend the rappers from this kind of nonsense? If rappers see that the companies aren't doing it, why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they doing it, guys? Think about it, y'all. Why aren't they doing it? The 34-year-old rapper who is signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation routinely used his music as a platform to discuss overcoming his youth that was ridden with a life of crime. In 2006, he was sent to prison at 19 on a robbery conviction. His bio on Roc Nation's website reads, he worked construction jobs to take care of his family following his release in 2014, but felt unsatisfied with life. Now, somebody that works construction jobs, and you see Casanova's a pretty big dude, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he has a bad heart. He might have been involved in some things that caused a lot of people issues. He might have been involved in some corrupt stuff, and he might have done some bad things. But somebody that works this hard to take care of their family, and somebody that faces 60 years in jail and has everything to lose and doesn't snitch because he wants to hold honor to a bunch of people that backstabbed him, I don't think that that person has a bad heart. In my opinion, he's the kind of person that I wish was on the right side of history. but he doesn't understand the matrix that he's in. And that matrix absorbed him. I agree 100%. If you guys agree with Maine, type in a 1. If you disagree, type in a 2. I agree. I agree 100%. Sad, 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 sad story that he did. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter how we feel about it. The only thing that matters is that that's what we're dealing with right now. Now, do you think that's why Jay-Z doesn't deal with Dame Dash or Beanie Siegel or Freeway anymore? Do you think that's why a lot of rappers fall out with the people they come into the gang with? See that? See that? See that? See that? Pay attention to the game. Pay attention to the board. Pay attention to the cards. People too wrapped up in silly shit. You know what I'm saying? Missing shit that's right in front of their face. Casanova gained traction with the song It Go Down When You Trappin' in 2015. His take on Yo Gotti's 2015 hit Down in the DMs, and later released his single Don't Run in 2016. Taking a page from the infamous No Snitching soundbite by rapper Cameron, many Twitter users sided with the notion that Casanova's whereabouts need to be protected. Look at this. So now all of a sudden, this happens to be the black community. The black community's take on snitching is rooted in slavery, when slaves were pitted against one another to find favor with their oppressors. Even in black families, the youth are sometimes chastised for being a tattletale. That's not exactly how that works. That's not exactly how that goes. But it's interesting, though, that this is some black community shit. I didn't know that. Well, the only thing that I can say for this is how many white people have read this. Because if white people have read this, it seems to me that this indicates how slavery affects people alive today. The same question that they continue to repeat as if they don't have basic comprehension. That's the only thing that this is useful for. But I guarantee you that they haven't, because they're going to be too busy counting this $2.5 million that they get. So who has time to read sentences like this when you're counting all of that money? See how that works? Clearly, Casanova's charges are no laughing matter, but if Black Twitter does nothing else, they will definitely and faithfully find some kind of humor in any situation. See, that's the problem right there. That is a fucking problem. That's why I always tell everybody we're not going to roast our way to empowerment. And that's why motherfuckers think that being funny is a solution to everything. The only thing being funny is solution for. Shouts out to my man Mike Mellis John. What up with it, bro? The only thing being funny is a solution for is playing your part on the card of the jester. They don't bring the jester into the damn castle to solve problems. They bring the jester in there for everybody to laugh at and put the king in a good mood to see somebody acting stupid so they can look at that motherfucker and say, well, at least I'm not this motherfucker. That's what the purpose of a jester is for. You're not going to roast your way to empowerment. You're not going to roast your way to world domination. You look at a situation, and when you see a situation, you find a solution. You don't find a joke about the shit. You find a solution. All these tweets and wasted ass energy of some jokes and funny memes and stupid ass shit like that should have been, well, let's put together a legal fund. This is one of the reasons why we need more people as prosecutors. This is one of the reasons why we need more Black law firms for some pro bono work. How come rappers don't have a legal union? Nope. who got the funniest joke so we could hee haw haw. Hee haw haw. Oh, that was a funny meme. Oh, don't snitch. Oh, I'm gonna make a t-shirt out of it. Let's get a hashtag popping off. What the fuck has that ever solved? Why don't we use this data and use this information to tie it into our sentencing disparities? Like how my man TD Hip Hop Media showed that organization that put up those fake statistics about the AAPI hate crimes. Why don't we use things like this to show how wealth is taken from us and how the criminal justice system contributes to the decrease in the wealth that we have? Because now you have somebody that's wealthy who's just about to get his assets taken from the government. So guess what that does to the racial wealth gap? Makes it even wider. Silly mode. Silly, stupid ass shit. Laughing at shit, that's anesthesia. And it's deflection. Humor is deflection. Humor is deflection. Humor is when you're so butthurt by something and you feel so hopeless that you got to joke about it because you ain't got what it takes to make a solution to fix it. Yeah, this is funny. No, it's not funny. I don't see anything funny about this. I actually feel bad for Casanova. Because honestly, I think if this motherfucker was in a different environment, his story would end a lot different. And the problem is that there's a lot of motherfuckers like Casanova that's just not inherently bad people. But they still bear some responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, though, we can't not act like there wasn't an overarching issue. And one of the first overarching issues, for one, is economic issues. And for two, the second overarching issue is the fact of the prison, the rap to prison, Hollywood to prison pipeline draft. They draft, just like how they draft athletes. You see, they draft who they want for them in the military, and they draft who they want for you in sports and entertainment. When is the last time you saw something like this happen? Look at this. You see, Casanova got in trouble for trying to make some money. All right. Now, he might have hurt people in the process. Doesn't take away from anything. You know what I'm saying? He should have had his ass doing what he was supposed to do. And when he got all that money from being a rapper, he should have sat his ass down somewhere and started working on getting records sealed and different things like that. But he didn't. You know, shouts out, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He chose wrong. This is a woman. Her and her husband have been convicted on multiple counts of child abuse, child SA. I can guarantee you I know one thing that you haven't heard about. You probably haven't heard about that. Now, they say that there's a such thing as Black Twitter. I don't understand how there's a such thing as Black Twitter when Elon Musk owns it. But whatever. We'll just call it Black Twitter to make ourselves feel good. Black Twitter. So if there's a Black Twitter, then there must be a white Twitter. Now, I wonder how many memes are going around about this on white Twitter. And I wonder what they're saying. What do you guys think? They got the funny memes, the hilarious shit. You know what I'm saying? You think Jerry Seinfeld and, you know what I'm saying, Jeff Foxworthy and all them motherfuckers, you think they got some creative jokes about this? You think they have threads and threads and threads and gigabytes and gigabytes and gigabytes until you about to burn up the damn server of memes joking about this shit? Nope. Nope. Nobody even knows about this. Nobody even talking about this. Everybody's busy, you know, hoping that, you know, Johnny Depp isn't victimized anymore by Amber Heard. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yep. I think she was with one of those. There was like a gang where they had like these tattoos with these Roman numerals on their arms that they would get tattooed or something. If I'm not mistaken. I think she was part of that. Now, we've been hearing about these theories about all this weirdness going on in Hollywood for years. Doesn't that seem like it would be doesn't that seem like it would be liable for prosecution under the RICO Act? That sounds like it'd be liable for prosecution under the RICO Act. You know what I'm saying? This is what you won't see on Twitter. Now, see, I'll tell you what white Twitter does. White Twitter and Asian Twitter, they post pictures of black people committing crimes all day. If you guys want to, one day I'll just do a stream and I'll just show you guys white and Asian Twitter. We post gender war content. We post anti-black shit. While everybody else is doing that too. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. But this stays buried. Dr. Strange. This is the right name. I'll tell you that for these people. Actress Zara Fythen and husband convicted of multiple counts of CSA. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Zara Fythen at the Doctor Strange premiere in 2016. The Doctor Strange actress Zara Fythen and her husband, Victor Mark, have been convicted of multiple charges of CSA in a British court. According to a document provided to EW by the Nottingham Crown Court clerk, 37-year-old Fythen, who was tried under her name Zara Markey, was convicted of 14 counts, with her 59-year-old husband convicted of 18. The counts for Fythen all relate to sexual activity with a minor that occurred between December 2005 and December of 2008. She's named alongside Mark in all of her charges, though he is individually included on 4 additional indecent assault charges for actions dating back to September 2002 as an individual. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? If you guys haven't had a chance to smash that like button, that would definitely help. Please make sure you guys smash that like button. We're at 26 likes. If we get 4 more likes, we'll be at 30. That'd be great. That would be great. Mark's offenses include indecent assault of a 15-year-old victim, while both were convicted of multiple sexual activity accounts with another underage victim beginning when she was 13. Their actions span multiple years and repeated occasions involving the same victim. So they victimized this individual for quite some time. And I guarantee you they're not showing this victim because this victim was a non-white person. They probably bought the person through some type of human trafficking. Now, instead of calling these, white people, they call them the elites. Professor Black Truth actually he posted something on Twitter. He said that he used to do that, and then YouTube removed his content. But he said that he was considering doing it again. I hope he does. Actually, I think he has an old channel that's still active on YouTube, and it's called Black Truth Forever. Is anybody subscribed to that channel called Black Truth Forever? I think it's still there. He has a lot of AAPI hate of black people archived on there. And he's also got a lot of W on W crime on there. And there are some people that do content about white on white crime. You know what I'm saying? I used to do some stuff called hashtag MWB, the men who build. You know what I'm saying? But I had to remove all my content off of this channel before they got me up off of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with Carlton Way. You know what I'm saying? The kid was probably African. Just look at Madonna, Angelina Jolie. And you know what I find the most interesting? Some reason those African kids that the white celebrities get, for some reason, they always end up with some LGBTQ weird identities, and their children just come out to be the most masculine and feminine kids. But the black ones that they get, somehow they always come up sexually fucked up. And then once in a blue moon, you find out some case like this. And then before they started considering that actual identities, when you actually used to go to the psychologist and they would ask you about those kind of things, usually it will come out that you were a victim of sexual abuse. I'm not trying to be funny, but in my opinion, a lot of the LGBTQ community, at least in our community, are unspoken victims of child SA by the dominant society. You know what I'm saying? Look at Ed Buck. You think that adults were the only people that Ed Buck was fucking with? You don't think he had a little kid here or there? If he knew how to shut up adults, if he knew how to keep adults silent, you know he knew how to keep kids under control. He just didn't get prosecuted for any of that. Because there was never anything that came out. And the reason why there was never anything that came out was, I guarantee you, that they just danced around an investigation. People always talk about certain people can't dance, but I tell you one thing they can do, man. They can do a jig around an investigation very well. They can do that. Might not be able to do the Running Man, might not be able to do the Cabbage Patch, might not be able to do the moonwalk, but motherfuckers can dance around an investigation. They can actually also dance around the truth too. You know? Oh, them motherfuckers can dance around the truth. Dance. Get some truth around there. Motherfuckers be doing all kind of river dances and square dances and kicking legs up and down, left and right, ballerina. Slide to the left. Oh, slide to the right. There goes some truth. Now slide to the left. So slide some truth. Now slide to the right. Uh-oh. 3 times. Now cha-cha. Fythin has 24 credits listed on IMDb. The most notable being a small role in the 2016 Doctor Strange blockbuster opposite Benedict Cumberbatch as a brunette zealot. She does not appear in the sequel Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Per BBC reporting, Mark claimed that the sexual activity occurred on only one occasion, which is one too many, and that Fythin was not involved alongside him. Fythin reportedly denied any sexual activity with one of the victims. Judge Mark Watson remanded the couple into custody following the trial ahead of their May 16th sentencing. Both of you know the sentence I pass on 16th of May is likely to be measured by a considerable period of custody, he said at the trial. Nicole Hepburn from the Crown Prosecution Service said that Fythin and Mark were exposed as the true liars in the case after the victim initially reported the pair years after the abuse began. This abuse may have occurred some years ago, but that makes it no less serious, and nor is it a barrier to justice, Hepburn continued. According to the BBC, I would encourage anyone who has been abused in the past to come forward with that knowledge, that the CPS will take your case seriously. Yeah, that would be great if they hadn't brainwashed the world into thinking that the psychological effects of that are now a normal occurrence. See how that works? See how that works? Very, very interesting. Something to think about. A late night snack, some food for thought. I pushed back the time of the other stream that I had scheduled on Blacklight Revelations. I pushed it back to about 2 a.m. So if anybody's still up, I'd love to see you guys in the chat over there. All right. But this one is over. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button. Please share the video out to all of your followers. If you enjoy the content, help your boy out. Hit that join button on Blacklight Revelations 1 or hit the link that's pinned in the chat and join the Patreon for $5.99. You guys know I hide the streams every 28 days. So to get access to all the content from all of my channels, hit Patreon, $5.99. You'll be taken care of. You get more access on Patreon than you do on members only. You know what I'm saying? Something to think about. Help your boy become independent and expand, because that's what I'd like to do. And I will catch you all in a few hours. All right? Peace.